People say they know they can't believe. Jamaica, we have a bobsled team. Off the top, what are you doing here?
I've been waiting for you. Sit down. We have to talk.
Oh, man. Now what I do now?
I've been getting reports that you don't know how to read.
I'm the best reader there is in the world.
Really? Then read these words, starting with this one.
Come on, man. That's mature.
Oh my God, that's mature. Read the next one.
Oh, that one is rendezvous. It's French, right?
I don't know what that means either, but I got this one. Read the next one.
Oh, that one's easy. Soup.
Oh, sweet. Read the next one.
My God. The next one is temperature.
Temperature. Read the last one.
Oh my God. Zucchini?
It's zucchini. You got them all wrong.
God, what are you gonna do to me?
You're not under arrest, but I'm sending you somewhere right now.
Oh my God. Where?
I'm sending you here.
Take a look. It's in a book. The Reading Rainbow. What's going on? It's your boy King Queso, aka Mr. Sigmatic. So I'm gonna ask for you to make your cup of tea and come go on a trip with me. Hey, I'm gonna keep rhyming until I find the right intro. All right, so just bear with me. When y'all find one y'all like, let me know and be like, hey, that's the one, that's the right intro. But wait, we're back at it again with a video. And what are we talking about today? I think I got it the right way this time. What is your literacy? So update. We are officially done with chemistry. I told you, think last week we got a B. We are now working on English composition. English composition, what I'm starting to realize is not a tad bit different, but it's a different speed, different type of wavelength than chemistry was. Chemistry was do the lectures, read the chapters, and do the homework, and exam is this date. This one is a little bit more interactive, where you're actually talking to other people in the class. There's a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions that you're putting into paper. I'm also realizing something too. I'm not exactly a bad writer. I just never took the time to actually get still and put my thoughts that I say to you or say to other people onto paper. I'm actually realizing that I kind of like writing. It's a little tedious, might be a little time consuming. I rather talk, but talking is writing, writing is talking. So if you could do one, you could do the other. Message. But quick topic, what I wanted to talk about today is what is your literacy? Well, how do I explain it? Well, we were doing we're in the middle of this project, and I'm learning something new. Never thought I would in English composition. I thought it was just all about punctuation, but they're talking about literacy and the ability to not just read and write, even though that's what the skit is about. The skit was made to be funny. I hope y'all liked it. It's my son, Tyler. It's more about the ability to understand and grasp the culture or whatever situation that's in. Like, you could be literate in music. You could be literate in football language. You can be literate in basketball language. You could be literate in just about anything. Cooking. It's the ability to understand a certain subject and have like knowledge and growth to be able to understand the terms and comprehend like what's going on with you in your environment, and then your ability to comprehend more just increases your literacy. So what I wanted to do, like my dad and mom used to do, is attach a subject and then apply it to life. What I've learned, or maybe it's something that you can grasp onto what I'm saying, and or maybe you can't, is that we all operate under a different level of literacy. And what I mean by that is some people, and I don't know if you ever seen it. I think I was looking online. It was talking about love languages and stuff like that. But that's not exactly what I'm talking about. But it kind of peels into what I'm going to go into. Everybody has it's like, oh, my love language is gifts, my love language is time, my love language is touching, my love language is wait, I think I have it right here. Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, receiving gifts. Those are all ways some people like to say that they use to express how like they experience love, how love gets them the most, I guess. But I wanted to take that and break that down into literacy. I believe that all 5 of those aspects of love are languages that we all need to learn as a whole. So even though my love language might be words of affirmation, and I may not be so much as literate and physical touch or acts of service, it's something I need to learn as I get older, so that as a person I grow and I become multilingual, or my ability to understand a language that may not have come first nature to me, but it helps me to grow as a person. So maybe in a relationship, and you maybe go back and when you were younger, or some of you're listening might already be young, but this will help you in the future. You might be with somebody that loves you through acts of service. Maybe is terrible at words of affirmation. It doesn't necessarily mean that person is not literate in love or doesn't understand like how to love. It's just that his version and his way of loving may not be in comparison to yours. But what I wanted to talk about as a whole is your ability to deal and understand the literacy of people. I can count on my hand how many times I've gotten into situations or altercations where it just seems like me and the person that I was talking to didn't agree, we didn't get along, or just something wasn't right. It's not that I've run away from arguments, or it's not that I'm a coward, or it's not that, oh, I'm just agreeable. It's I understand the literacy of who I'm talking to, the environment that I'm in, and then I adjust accordingly. My perfect example, I won't use him, but perfect example is dealing with someone who has a I don't want to say a lower literacy level, but the way that you communicate with that with a certain situation, let's say we'll use altercations. The way that you communicate when you handle altercations, and the way that other person may communicate, he may not understand the different levels, or she might understand different levels of how in which you communicate. And because you may go over them and how you communicate, it comes off as disrespect. I don't know if anybody remember that 40-Year-Old Virgin, when Kevin Hart's like, stop with the big words. All these big words, I'm gonna take it as disrespect. So it's almost like you gotta read the room. Understanding the language, understanding the literacy of what you're talking about, they all go together. But this is like a really easy topic. I don't really have to go into depth and talk about it extremely long. But this is something to think about that you may have not thought about until after the situation had went down. You ever talk to somebody and be like, yo, it doesn't matter what I'm saying to him. Nothing that I say to him is touching, is hitting. None of the ways that I'm trying to describe to him is they're not understanding. It's almost like the more I explain myself, the angrier or the more violent that person may become. That person's literacy level isn't on wherever your talking point is, and you may either have to lower it or increase it so that they understand. If we were going to attach a biblical standpoint to this situation, because I have a biblical background, it was almost the way Jesus used to use parables to get the people to understand around them the message he was trying to come across. My goal in life, anytime I talk to somebody, is for them to understand what I'm trying to say. One of my fears is, in the process of my intent to help somebody understand where I'm coming from, that I steer them on a direction that makes them worse at the end of talking to me than it was when they first were speaking to me. Because I have such a fear of that, I make sure that whoever I'm around, I in depth get to know them as a person. I see what they understand, see what they don't understand. I see their likes, I see their dislike, I see their interests, and I use what they care for more in ways in a parable-like nature to get them to understand what I'm trying to say to them, what I'm trying to come across, what my intent might be, in order for them to understand exactly what I'm saying and not to misinterpret what's trying to come across when we speak, especially during conflict. And what does that all boil down to is a person's literacy. So do yourself a favor, examine, and this literacy doesn't just apply to one subject. Do yourself a favor in the course of a day, not just necessarily with you, but just watch. I do a lot of watching. I do a lot of looking. I think what did they say? You should hear twice as you speak. Just listen and observe how miscommunication starts. I'm almost certain that you can draw back to where your literacy was either higher or lower than the other person's literacy, and the person that the disagreement occurred because the literacy level, they weren't meshing well. They weren't agreeing well. One didn't come down and meet the other person, or one didn't come up to talk to the level of that person, so that your literacy levels could be somewhat on the same plateau, so that when y'all speak, nobody takes anything as a certain level of disrespect. But the only reason you're going to be able to know somebody's literacy level is by getting to know them, by sharing time with them, by investing in them. And I mean, that can go for anybody. I mean, even in the sense of your enemy, your friend, colleagues at work. I do it with everybody. Anybody that I come in contact with, I will sit there and be like, oh, I wonder what his literacy level is, and it just goes to anything. Literacy level in altercations, literacy level in understanding certain topics. Some people do things because they're ignorant to they don't know what they don't know. And you understanding somebody's literacy will better help you able to predict somebody's movements, help you word how you talk to them so that you don't go too high or too low. It's one of these terms that is so simple that it's complicated. But do yourself a favor. In every subject or in every area that you go in from day to day, find out your literacy level. Like, man, I'm really good at this, but I need to improve in that. And then take that and then ask yourself, what are the literacy levels in certain areas of the people that you're dealing with? And then from there, you should be able to understand whether I can only go but so far with that person, because his literacy level of a certain subject, whether it be love, whether it be relationships, whether it be the understanding of marriage, whether it be how they handle financial planning, how their ability to lead, their ability to follow, everything is a literacy level, an understanding of a certain subject, so that you guys can comprehend them and move forward. And if somebody's literacy level is too high for you, or maybe too low for you, you can almost avoid certain altercations or avoid certain relationships in general, just because for right now we just aren't on the same plateau, and we're just asking for danger. We're asking for a problem, or in a positive aspect, you're asking for a pretty good combination. So based on my videos before, I think this one's a little shorter. This one it didn't really it wasn't anything to ponder. I just had a subject on literacy, and then I wanted to apply it to life, or apply it to something that I do, and I thought I could share it with you. Let me know how you feel about this. Maybe I didn't explain myself fully, and that could be the dialogue. But it's your boy King Queso with another video. I'm gonna check you guys later. Have a good weekend. Peace.